Ansel Adams was born on February 20th, 1902 in San Francisco, California. Photography was not yet in his life, so at age 12 he taught himself to play the piano and read music. Soon he began taking lessons. The piano had become his primary occupation, and by 1920, his intended profession. The piano brought substance, discipline, and structure to his youth, and later shaped his visual artistry when photography was to replace the piano. In 1916, he received his first camera, a Kodak Brownie box camera, from his father on a trip to Yosemite Valley. He was hooked to nature from this trip, and quoted, "The splendor of Yosemite burst upon us, and it was glorious. One wonder after another descended upon us. There was light everywhere. A new era began for me." The next year, Ansel returned to Yosemite with better cameras and equipment. He continued to play the piano, aiming to become a great concert pianist. By 1926, though, he realized that this was not for him. In 1927, he made his first fully visualized photography, Monolith, the face of Half Dome. He met Albert Bender, a patron of art and artist. Bender helped contract Ansel's first portfolio. At this point, Ansel was confident in his photography, saying, "I had been able to realize a desired image, not the way the subject appeared in reality, but how it felt to me, and how it must appear in the finished print. My photographs have now reached a stage when they are worthy of the world's critical examination."
I started photographing box camera in 1916, just making snapshots, recording what I saw and who I was with and what mountains I climbed, and very deep in music at the time. But as I progressed in the time and could continue with the music, I became more sensitive, was able to see things more intensely. I can't verbalize all the eternal meaning in pictures whatsoever. Some of my friends can at very mystical levels, but I prefer to say that if I feel something strongly, I would make a photograph that would be the equivalent of what I saw and felt.
The reason that he is as important to us as I think he is because he was a good artist. In his best days, he was a terrific artist. Some way to put together those little fragments of the world in a way that transformed them into a picture.
Ansel stated that, "I believe in beauty. I believe in stones and water, air and soil, people and their future and their fate." He decided that the purpose of art was to reveal that beauty to others. His images became the symbols of wild America. His book Sierra Nevada, The John Muir Trail, and his testimony for Congress played a vital role in making Yosemite Valley a national park, which Congress designated this in 1940. Ansel's love for Yosemite Valley is shown in his quote, "Yosemite Valley to me is always a sunrise, a glitter of green and golden wonder, in a vast edifice of stone and space. I know of no sculpture, painting, or music that exceeds the compelling spiritual command of the soaring shape of granite cliff and dome, the patina of light on rock and forest, and of the thunder and whispering of the falling, flowing waters." In 1931, Ansel had his first solo museum exhibition at the Smithsonian Institution, featuring 60 prints. This came from his connections that he had in Washington. In 1933, the Delphic Gallery gave Adams his first New York show. He was becoming known all over. In 1938, Ansel wrote to a friend, telling him that, "I have to do something in the relatively near future to regain the right track in photography. I am literally swamped with commercial work." The commercial work he needed because he had to pay his bills on his art studio, but he said that it restrained his creative work. Some of his clients from the commercial world included Kodak, Fortune Magazine, Pacific Gas and Electric, AT&T, and the American Trust Company. In 1941, he made one of his most famous photographs, Moonrise, Hernandez, New Mexico. He was driving along and saw the perfect picture. Quickly he pulled over. But the light was rapidly fading, so he knew he had to get the picture quick. He could not find his meter, though, to meter the light, but he remembered what a moon meter would be, so he was able to take this picture, and it became one of his most successful ones. In 1943, he had a camera platform mounted on his car to offer a better point of view over immediate foreground. Most of his landscapes from that point on were made from his car, rather than from summits reached by hiking, as in his earliest days.
Corny question, but what would you like most to be remembered for?
Well, you see good photographs. What else can you say?